Welcome to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Be a part of the program today by calling 757-222-3705. That's 757-222-3705. Email your questions and comments to Dave at letstalkcarsradio.com. Now, here is the host of Let's Talk Cars Radio, Dave Palach.
Happy Saturday, America. You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio on WKQA Freedom 1110. I'm your host, Dave Palach, and it is a great Saturday. I hope everybody out there is doing awesome. So, it's been kind of crazy week. Been very, very busy, just kind of out and about and spending a whole lot of time dealing with all the new car shows that's coming up. It is Daytona weekend. Everybody's excited about Daytona. Is that your race car noise? Was that literally your race car noise? That's the best we had, huh?
That's the best I could do.
That's awesome. So I just kind of wanted to jump right into it this week, and it's just, like I said, it's been absolutely crazy. We got some big things on the horizon. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag just yet, but I will probably hear with them about the next week. The show has just been going awesome. There's so many different crazy things going on with it, and I think you guys will be excited as everything kind of moves on and stuff like that. So here's the thing. I want to jump right kind of into some of the news. Do you guys remember me telling you guys about the Ford Ranger recall?
Yeah.
Okay, and they did, 3,000 trucks?
Mm-hmm.
So what did I tell you when I said 3,000 trucks? If you remember.
I can't do but two things at one time.
Larry was trying to adjust my volume in my headset because I couldn't hear.
No, refresh my memory.
So, remember when the Ford Ranger, they did 3,000 truck recall for the airbags?
Yes, I do remember that.
And what did I tell you about that when I reported on that?
More to come.
Okay, so how many more do you think?
Well, if it was 3,000 initially, I don't know, maybe 25,000.
You're close. Another 33,000 is where we're at.
And will it stop there? Probably not.
I don't. Okay, so we've done. If you guys been listening to the show for the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about the recalls, and if you all remember last year, the Takata airbags were huge, and you couldn't stop talking about them, and we couldn't stop talking about them. They were in the news every time we turned around, and I had said that you're never going to hear the end of this. You're never going to hear the end of this, and I know people got tired of me saying it because I said it a lot, but here we are again. So, and we were talking about. I had hinted at the fact that I know that this airbag that we're talking about now is not only in the Ford. So
we still haven't heard the end of it.
Right. So I've been waiting to see who's going to come forward and give up the goose early. So here, once again, I'm going to tell you, car manufacturers, if you're listening, dun, 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 if you know it's in your car, just come forward and let's just take care of it and be done with it. Don't wait until you're forced to do something. So that's, I don't know. You would think a radio show host wouldn't have to tell somebody that.
Yeah, but the reason why it's financial.
Okay, I get it. I understand. But, money, life, it's a pretty easy decision.
I agree, unless you're the keeper of the money. Sometimes that money causes you not to think clearly.
How true that is, my friend. That is the truest statement you've said today. And I'm going to leave that one alone and move right on.
Go ahead.
Hey, if you guys remember last year we were talking about, I think it's A-Spark is how you say it. It's a car company making electric cars. Well, they have actually made some history. Their 0 to 60 time. Any guesses?
1 second.
Ooh, you're close. 1.6.
A lot of torque.
1.6 is pretty snapping quick, man. 1.6 in a street car.
Almost the blink of an eye.
That is that's a quick way to get the kids to school.
That'll snap your neck back in the morning.
Right? That's putting chiropractors in business for the next 20 years. Now, that was probably 1.6 is pretty impressive. I mean, here's the thing. None of us will ever own this car. I mean, it's a supercar and it's expensive, and I'll never own one. Well, maybe if they give me one, if you're listening, I'd be more than happy to test drive it for you. Just saying. Maybe own it, keep it garaged. I'll keep a cover on it, I promise.
Give them a full report.
Yeah, right. I'll give you a good breakdown of what I think of your product. Just go ahead and send it on over to Monticello Avenue. I'll be more than happy to pick up the keys. But no, I mean, it's just one of those things. It's kind of funny all this week while we were putting the show together and stuff like that. You guys hear me say sometimes you have really busy news weeks in automotive news, and sometimes you have slow. Everything's been NASCAR. So one thing I get excited, I'm not so much about the fact that it's NASCAR season starting all over again. It's the season of take your car out of the garage, dust it off, and car shows. I'm excited about it because I love getting out to the car shows. I love talking with all the people, all of our listeners and stuff, and rubbing elbows and talking about grease stories and you name it. So, I mean, I'm excited for this year.
I know you are.
Can you see it in my face?
I can.
Can you all see it in my face?
It's written all over you.
And if you say you can't, that's because you're not listening to us on Facebook. Check us out on Facebook. We are Facebook Live every single Saturday. And if you can't catch the show on Saturday, you can always go back and just watch the shows and stuff on Facebook and check them out. So, yeah, you have no reason not to catch us and see what we talked about or who we made fun of.
Indeed.
Yeah. Can you hear the giddiness in me today?
Yeah, I can hear it and I can see it.
I'm a little giddy. It's all right. Y'all bear with me. Hey, so GM announced that Flint will be the home of the new 1500 Chevy truck diesel engine. So some jobs popping up over there. I'm sure Michigan is absolutely ecstatic about that. I
would be too.
Yeah. I've only been to Flint, I think one time. I think I drove through it. I had a friend that was from there. It's so it was a smaller town back then. Now it's getting bigger, but
water problems.
I wasn't going. I knew I was steering away from it. I knew you were going there. I was just like, as soon as I said it, I was like, water problems. But I was just like, I'm just going to kind of go right on past that.
I'm hoping they're well on the way to working now.
Oh, you got to say well on the What's wrong with you?
That's the solution. Well.
What is wrong with you? Oh, we're off the rails already. We just got started.
We'll play on words.
And of course, if y'all remember, what was it? I want to say about a year and a half ago, I introduced the idea to you guys. Actually, I think it's a little longer than that now. 3D printing. Remember 3D printing parts for your car? And everybody said, oh, well, that's just never going to come about. Well, no, it is. So it looks like Porsche is going to jump deep into the waters and go ahead and give it a shot. They announced this week that they're going to start reproducing 3D printed parts for some of the older cars that you actually can't buy parts for now for their Porsche models. So right now they've actually manufactured 9 parts that are 3D printed parts that are available now, and they're looking to expand it to, I think, another 20 parts by midway through the year. So
I just can't wrap my mind around that. I'd like to have to see that in person, how that's done.
We talked about this once before. It is an awesome idea. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, 3D printing, I mean, everybody's had to have heard about it by now, but they want to like 3D print fenders. They want to 3D print everything. Here's the thing. You guys have gone to an auto repair place, even a dealership most likely would be the bigger thing, and you need a part for your car. And they're like, well, it's going to take us 4 or 5 days to get the part, and then we'll get it in here, and then we'll have to get your car back in line to get it back in the service bay to install it. And before you know it, your car's there for a week or so. That's just what happens. There's no way around it. I mean, just nowadays, if you take your car for any major repair, for the most part, expect to do without your car, for a week. If it's a major repair. I'm not talking about getting brakes done or anything like that. But now the option is real simple. Instead of waiting for that part, we go to a computer, we push a button, and we just make our own part in the back. And as soon as it's made, we hang it on your car, from fenders to doors to everything.
Yeah, I just can't grasp how that's done.
I don't know. Have you not seen how the 3D printer works?
No, I haven't.
I mean, Hunter, he's 9 years old. He's got a 3D printer at home.
What does he print?
Well, he doesn't. He makes like little men and little cartoon character guys with it and stuff like that. But he's 9. And he's got a little. It's a 3D like pen system that he got a year ago or something like that, and it's 3D. He makes things with it. His is plastic. It makes it out of plastic, but he can build things out of plastic. I mean, so it's the technology's there. I mean, now you just do it on a bigger scale and obviously nicer. But I mean, here was the thought. So if you guys are wondering where this came from, so 3 years ago, when we first started this show, the idea was there of what if you could make a complete 3D car, okay? And you'll remember the conversation. I remember because I know you. And let's just say you get tired of driving a particular model. You don't like the look of the car. And you could take the car to the dealership, and they just pull all the body panels off it, melt them down, and then reprint you the newest, latest body out of your body panels. Remember we had that conversation?
I remember.
That was the idea for it. That way you never get tired of, if you have a car and you're tired of what it looks like in 3 years, you basically could have a new car every 3 years without ever owning a new car. It's still the same car, same engine, same everything. Just the body panels are made to come off. You melt them down, you print a new body style for it, and it all clicks right back on the car. That was the idea for it, which was awesome. I'm like, this is cool as can be. I mean, that would be the coolest thing.
It's a great idea. How expensive an idea is it?
Okay, well, $2,900 to $3,000 for your basic paint and body nowadays. If you wanted to paint your car and have it look somewhat decent, is about the cost. So, if you were somewhere in that range, would it entice you to do it?
No.
Really?
No. I don't care how it looks. I just want it to
forgot.
dry.
I'm asking the wrong person. I know. I am bouncing this off of the completely wrong person. For me, I think it's a great idea. If I could take my car in every 3 years and hey, in a week, you're going to go ahead and just give me a completely new looking designed car.
Yeah, but you got the same old engine, don't you?
Yeah, but what if you're just tired of looking at what you're driving?
I don't get tired when you're talking about that kind of money.
It's like being married.
You're going to get it when you go home. Because your wife's listening.
Yenko Camaro. Let's talk about Yenkos. Yenko Camaros looks like they're going to make 25 of them. If you guys remember in your car nut, if not, you listen to the show for a lot of other reasons for the repair side of things. The Yenko Camaro was popular and now makes a whole lot of money when it goes up for auction. Well, they're going to make 25 of them. And here you go. So the Dodge guys who are ruling the roost, I guess, right this second, this thing makes 1,000 horsepower.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be a cool little car. It's probably going to be way outside the price range of what anybody wants to pay for one, but still pretty cool. I got the press release picture sent to me. I think they came over on Wednesday. That's cool. I mean,
that's a lot of power.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to be able to put the power to the street. I mean, that's the thing. I have friends out there that have 1,400 horsepower in their street cars, but they can't get it to stick to the street. I mean, it's a street car.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's capable of doing that, but it's not like they're driving it around at that. I mean, it's tuned way down from there.
Well, a lot of folks just like the idea that it's capable of it.
Right, because it sounds cool.
It's under the hood.
It sounds cool. I put, big jet engines in my trunk, and I push a button and they come out. It sounds cool. It's not like I'm ever going to use them, But hey, it sounds cool.
Yep.
It does.
It does.
Everything sounds cool until you try it. And that relates to all kinds of things in life. I'm just saying. Hey, got a listener's letter. If you guys are ready. Hey, Dave, quick question. I took my 2006 Chevy Impala in for an inspection and found that the front strut was bad. The guy at the shop is suggesting I do the whole car as one. Only the front left is bad. What do you think, Logan and Chesapeake? Okay. I can understand from a standpoint maybe what he's trying to say. Maybe they're all starting to look a little, maybe they're just starting to seep, maybe they're leaking. I don't know. I'm not underneath the car. I can tell you that usually if I'm doing fronts, if I'm doing a front strut and the left front strut's bad, I'm probably usually doing them in concession, both of them. I'm can at least do both front. As far as all the way around the car, I would wonder why he wants you to do all of them. There's got to be something he sees or maybe a reason. I mean, here's the thing. They all have the same amount of miles on them. You guys heard me say this before. Every single one has the exact same amount of miles. So if you already have a failure up front and he thinks you're starting to see some seepage on the other ones, then maybe that's the reason why he's suggesting that you do all of them. If you have the money and you have the means, maybe you want to go ahead and do all of them. At least do the two front. That's what I would do. I mean, that's what I think. It's no different. It's the same thing with brakes. You're not going to do one rotor. I mean... and I really don't suggest you do one caliper. I don't do one caliper, but I mean, people do. I mean, they do. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can throw a caliper on it and roll on down the road and it's fine. But my theory is they both have the same amount of miles on them. So, I mean, if you have a stuck caliper and the other one seems to be running just fine on the other side, most people just roll with it. I particularly don't. I go ahead and just replace everything, get it done so I know everything has the same amount of time and age on it. That's just how I do it.
I had that done to my car, and I had them all done at once. I have struts on the front, shocks on the back, and I just had them all.
Just elected just to go ahead and just do it all. Let's just be done with it. Yeah. And see, that's just how I approach things too. So, and I'm not saying that's the right way, that's the wrong way. Everybody has their own approach. There is a reason, I'm sure. And here's the thing. You're going to hear me say it again like I say it all the time. Is this an auto garage you go to all the time, or is this just a place that you've stopped into? If it's somebody that you've done business with over and over and over again, and he has the history of your vehicle and he has the history of you, then he's probably trying to give you sound advice. If this is a place you just stopped into and you were one of those people that jump from auto garage to auto garage to auto garage, then you just don't know. You really don't know if he's giving you sound advice or not. That's the reason why it's very important. As I tell you over and over, and I'm going to beat it in your guys' head every single week. Find an auto garage, do business without the same auto garage over and over again if you liked them. That way they know you, you know that they don't, you know them, they know you, and you start to build a relationship. It's the smartest thing. You don't go to a different doctor. If you went to a doctor and he said, hey, I think you got a brain problem, and you go, okay, doc, and then you go to the next doctor down the street a month later and go, I think I got a brain problem. I mean, you go back to the people who know what's going on. It just makes sense. Find an auto garage you like, make some friends, and then you won't have so many questions when it comes to what to do with your car. So in your case, Logan, yeah, I mean, like I said, if you're in the position, let them do them all. If not, at least do the two front. And if you don't have a good auto garage that you want to take it to regularly, find one and make a friend. So on that note, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, Dyson's still looking to make cars. We'll talk to you soon.
You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio with Dave Palach here on Freedom 1110 WKQA. Your vehicle has let you down and you need to get it moved pronto. Who do you call? Quality Towing and Recovery in Portsmouth. Whether it's a breakdown or auto accident, Quality Towing and Recovery will be there quickly to solve your problem and with courteous service and reasonable rates. When you're stuck, don't worry about it. Call Quality Towing and Recovery in Portsmouth, 237-5050. That's Quality Towing and Recovery, 237-5050.
Do you owe $10,000 or more on at least 2 federal student loans? Then you may qualify for new programs offered by the Department of Education. These programs can reduce your interest, lower your payments, and possibly qualify you for loan forgiveness. If you have $10,000 or more and at least 2 federal student loans and currently not in school, you may qualify for one of these programs. Call now to check your eligibility. Student loan advisors are standing by to help you determine if you qualify for these new programs. They can help you reduce your interest, lower your payment, and even forgive a portion of your student loan debt. Take control of your financial future. Make this free 5-minute free call now to Nationwide Student Loans and learn how you can reduce your student loan debt.
800-215-6817. 800-215-6817. 800-215-6817. 800-215-6817.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Call into the program now at 757-222-3705. Now, here is Dave Palach.
Welcome back, America. You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio on WKQA Freedom 1110. It is Daytona weekend, and we are having a ball here in the studio. I hope you have caught the first segment. If you didn't, we were just talking about all the different crazy stuff that's going on in the news, and we're going to talk about Dyson. So if you guys remember, almost about a year ago, I told you Dyson was looking to make an electric car.
The vacuum cleaner people?
That's right. Vacuum cleaner people are looking to make a car.
Make a big ball.
Yeah,
Is it going to be cleaning the streets? Vacuuming the streets?
No. They're just going to make a car. What do you guys think? Yes? No? Good idea? Bad? I mean, should they stick to making vacuums?
Well, they have to make something and let us see it first.
Well, the release date for this is going to be, looks like 2020 is when they say their car is going to be out. My problem is I think it's going to suck. Dun-dun.
The pun master.
No, I mean, look, everybody wants to get into making electric cars. Everybody wants to have the first autonomous car. I mean, literally, the market has gone crazy. People who just have never made anything even close to things are like also like, we're going to make cars. I mean, we're just going to get in the car business.
Instead of 2 front tires, just a big ball.
Just one big ball. You know, I finally saw that ball car you were telling me about, the one that you...
The Volkswagen.
Yeah. I finally got...
It's a maglev.
Yeah. I finally got to see it.
Is that neat?
You told me about it. I couldn't find it anywhere. I looked and researched. If you guys want to talk about... So Larry was telling me about something that I didn't even know. He was talking about the Volkswagen, like, Magna level car. It, like, floats off the ground. Mm-hmm. And kind of looks like a big tire is really what it looks like. It's a big ball.
Yeah, big round ball open on each end.
I went looking for it, couldn't find it anywhere. I left the studio that day and went home, and I was like, how have I not heard about this? So I went around looking, and I couldn't find anything on the internet about it. And then, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 days ago, boom, it was all over. Like, literally, I got a media release picture of it and all kinds of stuff. So
I saw it on Facebook's where I first saw it.
yeah, it was great. It's cool. I mean, some of the video looks like it's fake, but
It's got the VW logo on the
yeah,
front.
but some of the video looks like it's played with. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
Maybe so, but it's it's autonomous on top of that.
well, yeah, it is. I mean, it's cool. Hey, whatever. It's I don't know. Look, Volkswagen, you have your hands full already. But hey, so it's funny we talk about this. So do you remember the guys that I told you about that were buying up Volkswagen dealerships? And they were just basically when Volkswagen was really just taking it. I mean, just on the chin, left and right about the Dieselgate and everything like that. And you couldn't sell a Volkswagen to save your life. These guys were going and buying up Volkswagen dealerships when they were like in their worst condition. They couldn't sell a car, and people were just selling out.
It was speculators.
And they were like, "Look, we're gonna take a gamble. We're gonna buy up a bunch of dealerships and hang on to them, and hopefully we're gonna try to ride this out." I think these guys were smart.
Yeah.
And I told you that. I thought that was a smart play for them. Either it was going to be really successful or it was going to be really horrible.
It's just if you're willing to gamble.
So the Dieselgate hurt Volkswagen quite a bit. Everybody knows that. But Volkswagen's back on they're coming back up. I think these guys bought these dealerships at a crucial moment and bought them for like probably pennies on the dollar for what they really could have got for them when they were in their prime.
Sure.
And they bought a bunch of them. And I think that was it's going to be a huge play for them. I saw some of the results for Volkswagen like Thursday, I think, when I was looking at some of the reports, and they're back on the climb again. So, a good move for them.
Yeah, now they'll sell them.
Yeah. What was the first thing I thought of as soon as I saw the market reports and stuff on Volkswagen? I went, oh, those guys. And I totally forgot we talked about them, and all of a sudden they clicked in my head. And I'm like, they were smart. They were innovators. They were like, look, we'll just take it while it's all bad, and then hopefully this pans out.
Yeah, it's been done a million times. It's just speculating. You're taking a gamble.
Well, yeah, it's no different.
It's a risk.
Yeah, it's like a one-armed bandit. Throw a couple quarters in it, pull the handle, and see what happens.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what they did.
If you got the backbone for that, okay.
No, yeah, absolutely. So, here's an interesting little thing that came out this week. Now, we've talked about it before, and you guys heard me talk. So, barn finds. People believe in them. People think they're staged. You know what a barn find is. You find a car in a barn, and it's got like little bitty miles on them, and it's from 1960 or 50s or whatever. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, look at this car, and it's great." And you guys know what I'm talking about. It's
how do you stage that?
Well, it's been staged. People, they take a car and they put it in they're like, "Oh, we found this barn find," and people always say, "Was that staged? It wasn't staged," because it just makes good news.
If it's happening a lot, it's staged.
Well, it happens more. Even if you look at some of these car shows that are on TV, they're constantly finding like these cars that have been sitting like in garages for 50 years untouched and stuff. So, I mean, it happens. You don't know how much of it's staged.
I know it's possible, but how often does that happen?
I hear about it at least once a week. That's how often.
Wow.
But so here's one that came out. A guy actually bought a storage unit and found an 09 Z06 Corvette in it that's said to be the lowest mile Corvette in the country right now. It's only got 720 miles on it. Can't find the backstory of how it ended up there. They ran a report, I guess, and found the car isn't stolen. It's not reported as stolen anyway. So he's got it up for sale, but he's got it up for sale for no title, no nothing. You're going to have to do all the paperwork and try to get a title to it.
That was my question. Is it titled?
No, it's not titled. You're going to have to do all, but you may own the lowest mile Corvette that's out there for an 09.
Hey,
if you're willing
I'm sure
to take
you'd
the
bet
risk.
on it, wouldn't you?
I don't know if I'm a Corvette guy. We've had this conversation. I don't think I'm old enough yet to be a Corvette guy. Usually, all my Corvette friends are
my age.
Yeah, they are. They are. So, I don't know. My dad went out and bought a Mustang, so I guess he didn't buy a Corvette.
Hey.
So, some people are Me Too car guys, so. You know how I feel. Look, Mustang guys, before you start sending me I know it's going. Before you start sending me all your hate texts and emails and everything like that, I respect the fact that you have a muscle car. I have no problem. Muscle car guys, you've heard me say, I don't care what you drive. You're cool with me, whether it's a Mustang, a Camaro, a Challenger. I don't care what you drive. If you're manufacturally challenged, that's fine. If you're not driving a Chevy, that's what I call it. But, I love you to death because you're out there, you're doing something, you're involved. It's muscle car. It doesn't apply like a regular car. Muscle cars are a creature of their own. You can drive whatever you want as far as I'm concerned. Now, if you're going to drive a truck, it can only be a Chevy, and that's just the way it is. But, I had to get that in there. But I got in a conversation this week with a friend of mine about the Mustang. His son wants a Mustang, just like one of my sons wanted a Mustang at one time and stuff. And my problem with the Mustang is it is the Me Too car. That's what I call it, the Me Too car. And I've told you why I call it that, right?
Oh, I know why. Yeah, exactly. I get it.
Yeah, I got a Mustang. Me too. I just put some wheels on my Mustang. Oh, yeah? Me too. I just put a supercharger on my Mustang. Really? Me too.
I just paid mine off.
Yeah, me too. It's what it's became. And I think that's my problem with it just a little bit. Not the fact that it's the car, it's the fact that everybody owns one. And I get why a lot of people own one. It is the cheapest car to put performance parts on. They make so many performance parts for a Mustang that are bolt-on parts. It's one of the cheapest cars to modify. So I do get it and I understand it. But the market got so saturated and it was so crazy. It just, every time I turned around, I was stuck in a conversation with somebody about them buying a Mustang and what they've done to it. And it was just the same conversation over and over. They bought if I put 6 Mustang guys in front of me, they all bought the same parts. You know what I mean? So it wasn't even really a conversation. I mean, once you've had it once or twice, then I was bored with the conversation. And I'm a car guy, so it takes a lot to bore me. Hey, that was my rant. I'm done.
Start counting them on your way to work.
Well, hey, Chevy guys aren't perfect either. Let me tell you why. So a Camaro driver this week was arrested after rear-ending somebody in a car wash. Now, that should be the end of the story, right?
How do you do that?
I don't know, but he did. After rear-ending somebody, he got into a yelling match, pulled a gun. Yeah, it keeps on getting worse. Oh. He was driving a Camaro, so I'm going to tell Camaro. Chevy guys aren't perfect. They're not. He started yelling profanities, then racial slurs, and then decided when the police came, he punched an officer in the face. Yep. This happened.
Driving a Ford.
No, he wasn't. He was driving a Camaro, a Chevy Camaro.
The police officer must have been driving a Ford.
No.
Where was this at?
You know what? I didn't even
No
get that.
Dateline?
No, didn't. So the moral of this story is you'll never guess what this guy's license plate was.
Oh, I can't wait to hear.
And any guesses? I'm just going to give you guys each a guess. Any guess?
I don't even know. I don't know.
No, nothing? No, you guys. This guy's license plate was Dirtbag. It fits so well. You couldn't make it fit any better. I mean, you rear end somebody, you start yelling at them, you pull a gun. I mean,
Is that me or you?
I don't know who that was. You start yelling profanities, you start yelling racial slurs. I mean, you're punching cops. Your license plate is so fitting at Dirtbag. It just is.
Yeah.
I mean,
wonder what the other guy's license was.
Angel? I don't know.
Terminator.
Yeah, right. I don't know. These are the type of stories you can't make up.
No.
I mean, they're like the perfect stories ever. It's just no different than, what was that guy's name? Shelby GT 500 Mustang Miller or whatever his name was.
Yeah, that's from last week.
Yeah. See? And his story was just as bad. I mean, I don't know.
Everybody needs a number in their name.
All right. I'm sure everybody knows a good Dirtbag. And on that note, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about Jeep and deep water. We'll talk to you soon.
You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio with Dave Palach here on Freedom 1110 WKQA. Your vehicle has let you down and you need to get it moved pronto. Who do you call? Quality Towing and Recovery in Portsmouth. Whether it's a breakdown or auto accident, Quality Towing and Recovery will be there quickly to solve your problem and with courteous service and reasonable rates. When you're stuck, don't worry about it. Call Quality Towing and Recovery in Portsmouth, 237-5050. That's Quality Towing and Recovery, 237-5050.
Hello, my name is Pastor Joanne Trebus. My husband and I pastor the Rock Church of Hampton, Virginia. We're located at 1765 North King Street, right outside the King Street Gate of Langley Air Force Base. We're both ordained through Rock Church of Virginia Beach and have been in ministry for over 40 years. We're strong in prayer and preaching and teaching the Word of God. We invite you to come and grow with us as we establish Sunday school classes for all ages, offer budget and finance classes, and parenting classes. We currently have a Bible college called International College of Bible Theology. Our Spirit-led praise team is led by anointed praise and worship leaders serving in this capacity for over 30 years. If you're looking for a church with friendly, welcoming people, strong Bible teaching, and vibrant worship, come and visit us on Sunday mornings at 10:30 and Wednesday evenings at 7. Please call 536-0231 for information.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Call into the program now at 757-222-3705. Now, here is Dave Palach.
Welcome back, America. You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio on WKQA Freedom 1110. I am your host, Dave Palach, hanging out with Rock and Larry Cobb, and Cameron's doing all of our technical work for us. So before we went to commercial break, we were talking about it and putting it up there. So about Mr. Dirtbag. And looks like we got a telephone call coming from Chesapeake. What's going on, Chesapeake?
Hey, Dave. Hey, Cameron, Larry. Listen, the irony of the fact that a dirtbag would be getting his car washed isn't lost on me. But, and I have to say this, not in defense of the guy being a dirtbag and being a jerk besides that, is that in a car wash, once you get on the rail, the car wash pushes you through, okay? When you get to the end of the car wash, you're supposed to put your car in drive and pull out, right?
Yes, you are.
So the fact that the person in front of him did not do that and the car wash rails forced him forward into it made it that technically he didn't rear-end the guy. The guy in front of him did not pull out when he was supposed to.
Yeah,
so, I'm not making any excuses for him being a dirtbag, a jerk, and I could say a whole bunch of other things you shouldn't say on the radio, but the thing is that for him getting upset that, hey, I was basically forced into the rear, into the rear end of your car. It's not like he hit the guy. It's that the guy didn't,
Yeah.
It people in car washes, I can imagine that the person's in the car wash that's in front of him, and they get busy looking up something on their smartphone, and they're texting.
Knew you were going there. I knew you were going there.
They get to the end of the car wash, and the blowers are going, and they're just sitting there in a happy little bubble of idiocy, and they don't pull away. And the dudes, look, the front of the end of the Camaro doesn't have the nice chrome bumpers like they used to. So the guy's car gets pushed into he can't stop.
No, you can't. Yeah, but, look, they call them accidents for a reason. They don't call them on purposes. If that was the case, it would be called on purpose. I was involved in an on purpose today.
Right. But still, the fact that, somebody with a plate that says dirtbag would be getting their car washed,
it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect. You can't write this material. These people write it for us. It's the best thing ever. The best thing about radio and media is when somebody writes the story for you. You don't have to do no work. Your job's easy at that point.
And by the way, speaking of your job, Larry scooped you on the VW thing. So
I'm slacking.
No. It's a first. So you got to give him credit today.
Small credit though, because it will fade, and he'll forget about it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I won't. Anyway, great show. Thanks again.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, that's right. You did. You scooped me on a story. Man,
Not my intention.
I'm a slacker.
And you're right. I probably will forget in a day or two.
All right. So here is a big story that we're going to get into. And I'm kind of curious what everybody thinks and stuff. So I kind of put it out there, and I said, send me some texts, call in, whatever you guys want to do, and tell me what you think. This is huge. This is going to be a big thing. So here we go with it. Has anybody heard of the Nightscope K7? And I'm sure probably not.
No, I haven't. Okay.
And I wouldn't expect you to, because I hadn't heard about it until I got the media releases. First I heard. Now, I have talked about this a little bit. It has come up in the media in the last 2 years of the idea and concepts in different areas of this. So what this thing is this is a autonomous driving, basically police vehicle. that can not just, it doesn't just have to stay on the streets. It can actually, you can put this thing in so many different applications. They can put them in airports. They can put them at schools. And I'm not even going to get into that. I know people would love to get into that conversation with me, but I'm not having that conversation today. So if you're going to call in or send me a text and try to have that conversation, I'm going to ignore you because I'm not getting into it. So I'm just going to put that out there right this second. But this is their thought for this thing. It is a police vehicle that can do basically kind of the job of the police, and it can predict crime. And what it does is it actually has a bunch of radars and detectors and scanners and everything else like that. It can detect concealed weapons on people as they walk around, and it will know that you have it. And then it can predict by eye, I guess like eye recognition, stuff like that, and can determine what it thinks, your attitude's going to be. I mean, there's a lot of different things that are going into these type of projects. But the idea is actually take this thing and put it on the streets of America. And basically its job is to prevent and predict crime. What was that movie? Do you remember that movie?
Yeah,
Had Tom Cruise in it.
I'm trying to remember. I can't. Oh, I know them. I know what.
I remember little balls would drop down and they would. I mean, this is right out of a movie. I mean, what do y'all think? I'm really curious because this was a huge drop this week, especially with what was going on. And
this would be an unmanned vehicle?
This would be unmanned vehicle. It makes the decisions, and I don't know what it's going to do or how it would be able to, if it's going to be weaponized or anything like that, if it could take that position. But it will patrol the streets and can handle a bunch of different scenarios and situations.
I suppose it could work if you had enough of them.
Yeah, it's basically
quite a few.
It's the Rolling Minority Report. That was the name of the movie.
That's it. Minority Report.
Yep. So it's crazy. So got a text. Alex in Norfolk fears that this is just being the beginning of being a police state, is what he had put when we put it out there. So Alex, I understand the term police state, and everybody likes to throw that around. Do I think that's the beginning of it? No, I don't. Am I in favor of this? I don't think so. Anything that is going to predict or thinks it's predicting what my actions are going to be before my actions are what they are, I think was where my problem would fall in this. I understand, this is a rolling kind of police car kind of thing. I mean, the thing about it is it is a kind of police car, but it can go pretty much anywhere. From I understand the way the wheels are positioned, it can turn itself and go in any direction. It can climb up things. I mean, it can do quite a bit of things. So it can, I guess, at that point, it's kind of given pursuit, wouldn't it? I mean, is what it would. But it's crazy. If you guys haven't seen it, go look this thing up. Once again, it's called the Nightscope K7. Look it up online. It's an interesting looking vehicle. It kind of walks like a crab, but it walks like with wheels. It rolls and it's.
Is it fast?
I would imagine it would have to be pretty fast if it's going to be trying to follow people and stuff like that and predict what they're going to do. I mean, that's my problem. You notice I keep on emphasizing on that word.
It can predict, but how accurate?
Well, technology's changing. But the fact that it can detect concealed weapons is pretty interesting. I mean, that would be a doable feat because we already have that ability. Right, but the fact that it's rolling around through the streets.
But to be able to predict what's
his intent.
Yeah, that would be hard.
I know, it's cool. I mean, it just shows you what we can do with technology, guys. I mean, it really does, and we've talked about this for a while. But anything where you start telling me you think you knew what I was going to do, and now I'm in trouble because you thought I was going to do that. I don't know how. I mean, that just shows you how laws would have to change, too, though. So many laws would have to change because... stop and search law, and I think a lot of those would fall into it. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I got a bunch of different things in it. Melissa in Virginia Beach has said, "Don't you think that based on laws? Don't you think that the laws and stuff would prohibit this from going through?" And one thing I've learned, Melissa, is laws are changed whenever we feel like it. So, if they really want something, you just change the law that keeps it from being the way. So. I don't know. I can't say I'm in favor for this one.
Is it designed to interact with people?
It would have to at that point, wouldn't you think?
I would think it'd be more like a monitor and call for backup kind of thing. I would assume.
Well,
if it's unmanned.
It's unmanned. You put 100 of them out on the street and just let them roll, and it sees anything. No different than we talked about. They want to patrol and track the license plates. So they just want to roll through the streets and look at license plates and take pictures of license plates and see what places they frequent all the time. That I kind of I take issue with that too.
It's not against the law to carry a weapon, but how is it going to know the difference between somebody that's licensed
for concealed carry or
facial recognition. I can already tell you how that's going to happen. Now, we've been talking about this for over a year. Cameron and I have had this conversation over and over again. If you think that this little thing that we held in our hand, and if you're on Facebook Live and you guys are watching, you know what I'm talking about, that our cell phones, the facial recognition is there just for our amusement, if you think that's what that's there for, you are absolutely nuts. That is there because they are logging that information. That's what it's there for. Mark my words, buddy. We're not doing facial recognition because it's a cool little device on cell phones. We're doing it for a whole lot of other reasons. No different than, hey, send in your stuff for your DNA results, and we'll tell you about your family and history. Now I got your DNA on file. I mean, that's why
That's why it's appealing to me to do that, but I won't do it.
Right. Like I said, I'm not. This isn't a political show. I'm not going to get into it. I'm just saying those two have something to do with each other. Okay. So. Moving on. If you got anything more you guys want to say, I do appreciate the texts and the emails on it and stuff like that. Like I said, I picked two of the people that had weighed in on it. I just, it's interesting. I want to see where this goes. I want to follow this a little bit and just see how this goes forward because, and Cameron's over there shaking her head at me going, absolutely not. So we'll move on. So looks like Jeep is in deep water. Literally. You like how I moved on? That's pretty good.
It's a Jeep. It doesn't matter.
So, did you guys see the Jeep commercial, or the Super Bowl commercial, where it was driving through the streams and stuff like that? They did a complete Super Bowl commercial with it.
Why would you advertise that?
Okay, well, hold on. It's just because it was just cool. It was a backdrop. You know, it's Jeep. It can go.
But now I'm going to go try it.
But everybody, here's the thing. You should go try it. I mean, I drove Jeeps through deep water quite a bit. As long as you got a snorkel kit, you're okay. But. So that's not the main problem. Let me tell you what the problem is. Before you jump on me, let me tell you what the problem is. So apparently the fish conservatists are all in uproar because it drove through a stream and could have killed fish eggs for the commercial. No, I'm serious. Don't laugh at me. I'm serious, guys.
Oh. May have smashed a few mosquitoes on the front grill too.
They're upset that Jeep drove through a stream like it's been doing since its creation. I mean, I can't count any commercials I've seen where we advertise things driving through streams and through mountain back switches and stuff like that. I mean, that's kind of how. Apparently, it drove through the wrong stream. I don't know.
Somebody's got to complain about something.
And they'll complain about me complaining about this commercial. That's what they will.
Yeah, because you're insensitive to the environment.
I'm insensitive. You're right. You're absolutely right. I'm completely insensitive. Come on, guys. I mean, I grew up driving on the back roads and stuff on the West Coast. We went on, little safaris with our trucks, and people had Jeeps, and that's what we did. And you had to cross streams, and that's just, I mean.
How many wagons have crossed the stream when people were heading west, and the fish are still there?
This is stupid. I'm sorry. This is horrible. You know what? I've covered about as much as I'm going to cover of it.
But it's not unexpected.
They got us talking about it. You guys win. I read it. I was just like, are you kidding me? I'm like, this is dumb. This is what you got to complain about. They had to find something. There wasn't a wardrobe malfunction at the Super Bowl this year, so we had to talk about something.
Got to find something to be critical of.
Right? Yeah, I got something to talk about. So, let's see. How about did you guys see? You got to check this commercial out. It's actually pretty funny. So you all remember Tesla launched the Roadster into space, and everybody's been talking about it. So Skoda is a car company. They're actually a French play off of Volkswagen. I guess they do business with Volkswagen, or they change parts with Volkswagen, whatever. I'd never really heard of them actually until they popped up in the news on this.
I've never heard that name either.
Yeah. So check it out. They did a commercial and they made fun of Tesla basically. So it is their car, and it's sitting and it's doing the countdown for the launch. And they got a guy, and he's in a racing suit, but it actually looks like a space suit with his helmet, because they got it like the white, and they got the right striping and stuff, so it looks like he's actually in a space suit, and he's sitting behind the wheel of the car. And they do the countdown, and they're like, lift off. And the car takes off like out of like a hangar. It goes down a road, and it's driving, and they're following him, and they're doing like all this like music, and as the car goes down, and it goes on for like 15 seconds, and there's a street, like a big huge like sign like "Welcome to Mars," and it's the name of the town. And he pulls into the town, he gets out of the car, and there's like a big parade going out, and he's shaking hands with people and stuff in his little, like, it looks like a spacesuit, but it's a race suit. And it's almost modeled to look like it has like a NASA patch on it, but it's like some other type of patch. And he's like walking like he's in space as he's shaking people's hand. And the commercial like ends with him like bouncing down the road like you'd bounce on the moon.
Yeah.
It's just like, it was tongue in cheek as far as like, we took a car to Mars too. It was pretty funny, but they're one of those companies like, oh, we're going to give Tesla a run for their money, kind of. Everybody says it, but
I got to go look that up.
But it was very like, they just totally made fun of like launching a car into space with the commercial. It was actually pretty funny. A girl by the name of, I should say girl, a woman by the name of Linda actually sent it over to me, so I appreciate the file. It was pretty funny. So it was pretty cool. I really, really liked it. And on that note, man, it's commercial break time again. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about cars that can run errands for you if you're lazy. We'll talk to you soon.
You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio with Dave Palach here on Freedom 1110 WKQA. Your vehicle has let you down and you need to get it moved pronto. Who do you call? Quality Towing and Recovery in Portsmouth. Whether it's a breakdown or auto accident, Quality Towing and Recovery will be there quickly to solve your problem and with courteous service and reasonable rates. When you're stuck, don't worry about it. Call Quality Towing and Recovery in Portsmouth, 237-5050. That's Quality Towing and Recovery, 237-5050.
Talcum Powder Hotline is a marketing firm that represents lawyers jointly advertising their services, non-attorney spokesperson.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline.
Call 800-755-5357. 800-755-5357. 800-755-5357.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Cars Radio, your automotive specialist. Call into the program now at 757-222-3705. Now, here is Dave Palach.
Welcome back, America. You're listening to Let's Talk Cars Radio on WKQA Freedom 1110. I'm your host, Dave Palach, and I want to thank everybody that's checking in on Facebook Live. It's been kind of crazy, man. Ever since we launched Facebook Live, the viewership is on there, it runs rampant. You know what I mean?
It's on the increase.
It is. It's cool, though. You know what I mean? Like, I was at the hospital this week and stopped in and talking to a guy. And he stopped and was like, "Hey, man, I saw you on TV the other day." And I was like, not on TV. He's like, "No, I saw it." I was like, "Facebook." That's where it was at. He's like, "I watched the show. It was kind of cool." So that was kind of neat. I was like, "Hey, there you go." I was like, "Well, we're on the radio, but we are launching on Facebook just so for people who can't get to the radio, you can go and listen to it anytime you want." So
the biggest reason is to see what you look like.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I can't improve upon this anymore. I mean, it is what it is. Sorry. I apologize now. So
he doesn't look like he sounds.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Yeah, autonomous vehicles that can run your errands. So there's a company that is developing called Nuro. That's Nuro if you want to look it up, and it'll do the things you don't want to do.
I'm all for that.
Yeah.
There's plenty of things I don't want to do that wish somebody else would do for me.
Dry cleaning, boom, takes care of it for you. All the little errands that you can think of that you don't want to run, this company it'll run it for you with an autonomous vehicle. It just comes to your house, you put your dry cleaning, it'll run to the dry cleaner for you. You got packages, you need to deliver something, take something, and now we talked about this a couple weeks ago, so I think these are going to, remember I told you you're going to have the availability soon to take clothes, like let's say you bought something from Walmart, you decided you didn't want it, you didn't want to drive it back to return it, you can return it for you.
What's it going to wait in a line?
No, I think people are going to start developing departments for this kind of stuff.
They're going to have to for this to work.
Yeah. So, you don't want to wait. Everybody's gone like Walmart, something like that, and try to return something, and sometimes the line is crazy.
Yeah.
You put it on a vehicle like this, and it goes to that department, and they pick it up, and they classify it and log it in. It's all done with Tracker, and they just bill it back to whatever card number you tell them to put it on. You didn't have to do anything.
Yeah, it would require some changes at many businesses the way they do business.
It would, but I think you're going to see those changes because now we're talking about the change that we're starting to see where I think I told you that where you don't have to pay anymore. You don't have to wait in line and pay. You pick the product off the shelf, you put it in your cart, and you roll out your car, and everything that's in the cart automatically gets billed directly to one credit card that you have on file.
I've heard about that, and I like that idea.
It is coming quickly. It's a quick developed thing that is coming. So I've been following it, and they're putting a lot.
Because who enjoys standing in a line at any store?
Nobody. So, like I said, it's one of those things. So, hey, here's another listener letter that came in. Hey guys, I haven't heard much about the change in placement for inspection stickers. I picked my car up yesterday and I questioned where was my sticker. I did not notice they had now moved it down in the corner of the windshield, Owen in Portsmouth. Did you know that?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah. So if you guys didn't know, and you don't know what I'm talking about, hopefully you do. So inspection stickers no longer in the middle of the windshield. They're now going to go down in the driver's corner. And basically what Owen's question is alluding to is why. So the reason why is because the new cars, they have sensors in the middle of the dash. And that's some of the sensors for as far as detecting cars in front of you for stop systems, for auto braking and all that kind of stuff. Once you block that sensor, it can't do anything.
I think that's a relatively new law. I think that just started this year.
Yeah, it did.
January 1st of this year.
Yep. So if you're starting to wonder why you're seeing cars and you're not seeing inspection stickers on them, it's on there. It's now down in the left corner of the windshield.
I got to get mine inspected before this month is over, so I'll make a note of that.
Yeah, I think mine's due in April. I can't remember. I think it's April is when it's due. So I don't know. There's only 15,000 miles on it now. So I think I'll be okay. Maybe not. Stranger things have happened, but I think I'll be okay. So yeah, I think it's a cool idea. I'd never liked a dead center in the windshield. I think that's stupid.
I don't like stuff in the field of vision.
So I like the fact that it's now over in the corner. It's a lot better place. I always said it ought to go on the back window, personally, because that's where the police officer's running your license plate anyway.
I was glad when they got rid of those city stickers. Can you imagine if that was still being on your front windshield too? Would they move it? Stack them.
I told you about my problem with the city sticker when I told you I got pulled over a bunch for not having one because I couldn't get one.
Yeah.
At no fault of my own, by the way. Yeah. Like I said, put it on the back window. I mean, he's already running my license plate anyway. Might as well let him see the sticker too while he's sitting back there.
Makes sense. Hey, that may happen.
Yeah.
Give it time.
Yeah, I was going to say, give it time. Things change. So give it time. So here's another one. So you get charged less for gas, right? I mean, I don't know if you guys watch things like I do, but they're quickly realizing that eventually the want for gas is going to go down quite a bit. It's just going to happen. And so I think this has a lot to do with them trying to find a way to overcome that. So here's the news story this week. How about if you had to pay $150 a year if you own a hybrid and $200 a year if you own an EV? So that's how they're going to get around. For you losing less gas in your car, they want to still make the same kind of money off of you, so they're going to start charging you fees. So Maine is actually looking at doing this. There's been a couple other states that are doing it as well.
Who gets the money?
The state does.
No, I'm not for that.
No?
If you're able to save some money by not buying gas, why be penalized?
Well, they're going to make up the difference. That's what it is. I guarantee that's what this has to do with. They're going to make up the difference. I'm buying less gas, so you're making less tax off me, so we're going to go ahead and just put another fee on there so we can make that money up.
Ugh.
That's what explain it to me any other way. What would be the other purpose for that? They say for infrastructure and for roads and stuff. Well, that's what they try to say the gas tax pays for.
The reason is obvious.
Right.
Yeah, I get that, but I don't like it.
Well, they say that in the next, and we'll see what happens, and I've been wrong before, but I can see the theory of this, that in the next 10 years you're going to see the gas prices come down quite a bit. And their theory is because as technology takes over and people start to buy less cars and start to use rideshare services and auto cars that can drive you where you go, and they don't want to own cars, you're going to use less gas.
Yeah, supply and demand.
Right. So the demand for it's going to go down, so the price is going to go down. So they are trying to quickly, I think, get ahead of things to find a way to combat that money that they're going to lose. And this is one way to do it.
I suppose.
Yeah, it makes you cringe. I know it does. It does.
Well, they could do what they were talking about one time, and that's putting a meter in your car and taxing you on the miles you drive.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know what? That's a good segue for the next story. How about Easy Pass for everything? No?
Everything.
Everything car related. How about that? You go to the fast food, You no longer hand anybody your credit card. You have an Easy Pass. They have a reader that's above the fast food line. You pull through, your credit card is attached to that Easy Pass. It automatically bills your credit card, and they hand you your fast food. You never have to hand them money or a credit card.
I could see it going that way.
Gasoline, you never pay again. You never pull out your credit card. You won't have to worry about anybody skimming your card at the gas pump like we talked about last week.
Yeah.
There's a reader above it. You pull in, it reads your reader, and you pump gas.
Well, as long as they can keep that system secure.
Yep. So this is actually something that's being created.
Then people will be breaking into cars and stealing the transponders.
Maybe, but they'll find a way that somehow it's
That's
registered
being
in the
done
car.
now.
Oh, yeah.
Not on a great frequency.
I know. I've heard about it. But so you're not in favor of this idea, or you like this idea?
Yeah, I kind of like it, as long as they can guarantee security.
Cameron, what do you think? You like the idea, or you don't like the idea?
No, because I like pulling up to the gas pump and putting my credit card in and handing my credit card outside the window.
Let me correct it. I like pulling out Dad's credit card and paying for gas.
Okay. Who pulled out the credit card yesterday?
Oh, I'm just saying. Okay, so tit for tat, tit for tat. Hey, so Toyota teased the Supra this week. They've been talking about, coming out with a new Supra and stuff, which I told you guys a year ago that I didn't think this was going to be a Toyota product. And it looks like there may be a rumor that it isn't. This is maybe just a hyped up BMW with a Toyota name on it. So we'll see.
Why?
I don't know, man. These car companies mystify me. Supra is such a cool car. And let me tell you, if you guys don't know, you try to go buy a turbo Supra nowadays that's made in 97, you're still good for a nice one. You're still going to pay $25,000 for it. I mean, the car holds its value like you wouldn't believe. I mean, you're still going to pay a lot of money for that car. So, with the anticipation of a new Supra, you think would be a cool thing. What's once was old is now new again. We see that everywhere. Look, Roseanne show is coming back here in March.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everybody's doing a reboot of everything. Reboot of TV shows, reboot of cars, reboot of everything. That's
Does that mean they're running out of ideas?
Maybe.
Or they want to take something that has worked in the past and retool it so it'll work again.
Could be. How about if your car tells on you? What about that? So, here's another one. So, you know how cars are all being now computerized, and now with self-driving cars or cars having self-driving technology, they have all these sensors out there, right, which detects lane change and how often the car had to change lanes and stuff like that to avoid other cars. Well, it's tracking all that information. So let's just say that you were a drunk driver and you got into an accident. The government is actually now taking a look at how they can actually get the rights to pull that information from your car, so they can actually prove you were a drunk driver. They can show how many times the car weaved in between the lanes before it had a fatal accident. If they can pull the information from the car, and they could use that against you in the court of law.
That would put an end to hit and run.
Put an end to a whole lot of things. So that is actually something they're looking at that came out this week, that they are actually looking at ways to legally obtain that information. So it takes all the guesswork out of a collision. They can tell exactly, not just for drunk driving, but they can tell exactly why an accident happened, no matter what the accident was. Instantly know who's at fault. Just by, basically it's, as it was explained in one of the reports I saw, it's like NFL's replay. Basically, you can see exactly what happened. There's no, you back up the video and you know exactly why it happened.
That sounds kind of like the black box thing for airplanes, but they've been talking about that, doing that for cars for a while.
They have, but not with the federal government having the rights to pull the information.
Who gets to pull it?
I guess the police officer on duty would be able to. You'd be able to just plug right into a port and download the information. And then he would have it. And he'd be able to use it in his report.
Yeah.
Technology, guys. Last but not least, before we get out of here, here's a cool one. So you guys know that I talked about traffic being crazy in LA. It always is. If you've ever been there, if you've never been there, sitting in traffic for 4 hours trying to get home is normal. That's just normal to people. So go check out this video that somebody sent me. It is awesome. Off of the 10, if you guys don't know what I'm talking, 10 is the freeway. They jump off the freeway to try to take a shortcut so they're not stuck in traffic, and they all run into a sand trap, and there's like 14 to 15 cars stuck in the sand trap that was a road that just swallowed all these cars. And the news helicopters hovering above them while they try to dig their cars out of the sand. They all got stuck. And it is a funny video. It's actually pretty cool. And last but not least, one other video you guys need to check out. Check out the video where there's actually a race and the commentators thought they were off air. And they weren't, and they're talking. It's the funniest thing. NASCAR, I know Daytona week is this week. You guys need to do this. Just let your sports announcers talk and not let them know the mics are on. It was the funniest thing that would make NASCAR funny. That is going to be the end of our show. We are actually getting close on time. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. Enjoy your Saturday, America. Have a great weekend. Hopefully it's nice where you are. Sunday is right around the corner. Take some time, turn the TV off, spend some time with your kids. Make sure you do check out the race, though. It's probably going to be an awesome weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. We are out of here.